Truth Friday, here we are. We're getting ready to rock and roll as we talk about the fourth pillar in freedom. To get freedom in our life in this Truth Friday, we really get true about how we want our weekend to roll, how we want next week to look. Weekend is about planning for the next week and exploring and enjoying your life. And enjoying your life is all that creativity that happens on the weekend. So Friday is very important to step in. Welcome in. My name is Rhonda. I am the host and producer of the Fresh Talks Global Vision and a sponsored show called Rhonda Lumoxi. All right, this is it. We're going to talk about sexy energy. I know, we are. Sexy energy is a way that we want to show up, the way that we feel confident, the way that we want to hold conversations in a captured way. Have you ever talked to somebody and they say, what? What'd you say? And you're like, well, maybe I was mumbling, or you never listen to me, all those kinds of things. We have friends like that. We have husbands and wives like that. But it really is not about fighting with somebody. It's actually understanding how you can show up in a way that you don't blame somebody else, but you say, in my presence, and you want everybody else to feel this way too, I'm just here. I want to have a conversation. And something special will come out of that. I know at times I have jumped on people saying, well, you're not listening to me. And a coaching call that I had yesterday reminded me of me not believing that my voice is powerful. Did you know that your voice is powerful, that your voice holds so much space, love, and heart for people that maybe they were shut down when they were younger, just like maybe you. And when you start talking, you think it might be normal that somebody just talks over you. And you'll hear, wait, my presence, my aura, my allure, the space of like, hey, I have something to say. And it's like, hey, I have something to say, like in a masculine way. Unless you're into a lot of action and, it's going to come out that way. But a lot of it is loving on yourself and knowing that whatever past conditioning of believing that when you're in a conversation and somebody's just not really there with you, that you think that that's okay or you get hurt feelings. But in truth, have you ever noticed those times when you really spoke up and people were right there and you were like, what did I do differently? And it's all around the aura and the confidence, which I call sexy energy. Sexy is so important. I can remember when I was personal training and I would have women coming in that were probably 50s, 60s, sometimes 70s. And I would say, oh my gosh, you look so sexy. Or you're going to be looking so sexy after a month's work of this, because I can tell you're just not connected yet. You are sexy. And it would be just such a turnoff. Like, it'd be like, oh, I don't want to be sexy. I just want to feel functional. And I hear so many women say this. Now, the latest research out there is that we can have the tenacity, the sprints of like moving fast, walking fast, up to like 80 years old, because that's the way our body can function if we treat it that way. But when we get to a certain age, we start thinking, oh, I'm moving slow because, and you'll have your story, and it seems kind of logical. It's like I see other people in their 50s, 60s, 70s just kind of perusing. But what if you sprinted in your workouts? What if you did a lot of compound kind of stuff on your joints so that you stayed ferociously young? That's called sexy energy. I call you out on that, men and women of all ages. And what's interesting about testosterone is that you get to have it a little bit longer and easier, because testosterone really helps you stay sexy, because it helps the bones, it helps the energy in the body. When we go through menopause, estrogen, it just takes all that energy away. So sexy energy is the tethering of what we're talking about here, is the presence and the way that you step in. If you're a speaker, but even if you go grocery shopping, because I think about me as a grocery shopper and going out and having this sexy energy, and not I want to have, that with you. It is, I want to have a great conversation, and how this can transform all our relationships and where we're going with that. because I want to have great conversation. And I want to feel safe wherever I go. And safety to me is about feeling freedom. So if we're looking at the freedom pillar, which is about feeling raw, about being vulnerable, about taking those steps to move forward, there's 5 steps to get to freedom in your life that I created. So if you have your spin on maybe the way your body moves, the way that you want to add into your workouts. If you're not working out, get out there and work out. That actually truly affects your mind and how you show up later in life, is how you're treating the oxygen and the workouts that you do. Yeah, muscle, because the muscle in our body, the mitochondria, the muscle is what fuels everything. The whole body communicates itself. The head is not by itself, but the vocals are right here in the connection of the body and the connection of the thoughts. So if we keep talking and we are in our sexy energy, which is presence, you'll never go wrong. You'll get exactly what you want. And people won't be turned on in that way with you if you're thinking about the other way. They'll get turned on with the conversation. They'll be present with you. Your husband and wife will be present with you. Your kids will be present with you because you're in the energy of presence with them instead of thinking, oh, I wish my kids liked me more. I wonder what they're doing as they're talking to you. What's the next thing I should say? Being in the presence and being alluring is you're listening. Does any of this get you rocking and rolling? Any comments you want to add about how you feel about this sexy energy, alluring, being present, being in the vibe of somebody else and listening to them, responding, being curious about how you're interacting with somebody and not so concerned about what you're going to be saying, but you're coming from here to open your heart and to open up and explore what you want to explore. It grows everything. And if you're a business owner, it grows income. People are excited to work with people that are fun, that can get them to where they want to get to. We're all getting somewhere. We're all going somewhere. So I believe that I'm here to stop the blaming and the shaming. I'm never going to do this alone. It's something I'm starting, and it's called #SpeakerLockingArms. But I believe that we need mindset transformation, entertainment. We need to entertain our brain so it plays in stopping the fight or flight, but really playing and loving and exuding everything about life. And it'll keep bringing up all those memories of good stuff if you keep playing in the mindset transformation, entertaining your brain. I trademarked that. So where do you want to go with this on your Friday? And you can be catching this any day. So it could be your Tuesday or Wednesday, and you're just stuck and you go, this is the perfect time to hear this conversation. Where do you want to go with this? What changes do you want to make? What is it that creates a fire under you? And what if you're not getting on fire with this conversation, but you're still listening to it and you're like, what is Rhonda talking about? Or oh, did I keep that play going on that video? There's a reason. I love you so much. I want you to think about what your human experience is here, because I'd love to partner with you on my humanitarian project. Any of the posts that you do that are about love, use #SpeakerLockingArms. We're saying that we're helping people open up their voice so that they can love on themselves and be able to help others who feel the shaming and the blaming. And a lot of time, it's just us trying to learn not to shame and blame ourselves. And the lowest frequency of energy is blame and shame. It's the worst. And that's logical for me. Oh yeah, I'm going to shame myself. Let's stop that. Let's stop that so that we can breathe, feel the freedom in our life. Know that the more love that we give out there, the more love will come to us. I really appreciate, I respect you so much. And I want you to add a comment. Tell me how you're feeling about this. Where you want to go with your Friday so that it's a #TruthFriday. Yes. Love you. Stay being insightful, curious. That's your sexy energy. Woo-hoo!